are just now 3 weeks into the new year, and really keeping your mental health a priority remains to be a very important topic. And joining us now to share some tips on how you can reset your mental wellness for the new year, we have Natalie Poole with us, founder of Peace of Mind Wellness. It's great to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Especially on this cold, gray January day. A lot of folks I know wonder, okay, what can we do first and foremost to boost mood?
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here as well. But you're absolutely right. It is super cold out, bitterly cold. In fact, all of us are kind of remaining in and being a bit isolated. And I'm noticing when you're cold, think about what you do. You're kind of like, right? You're shivering, and that causes you to constrict, which makes you stressed, which makes you have anxiety. And so when you think about the beginning of the year, we have all these aspirations. We're thinking about we're going to go to the gym regularly, and now we're inside and we're feeling a bit daunted by the fact that we're not able to accomplish our goals. Then add to that, we have this mantra, new year, new you. It almost gives this feeling that there's something wrong with the old you. So thinking about that, I like to kind of reframe that in my practice. New year, yes, but what about refining you?
It's a good spin on it, right? Good way of looking at it.
So that you aren't having to abolish who you were, but really just refining and working at being the better version of you. So 3 tips that I've been utilizing in practice with my clients. The first one is to reflect, and then also to set realistic goals. Because if anyone's like me, the goals can be huge and they can sometimes feel a little bit unattainable. So reflecting on where were you last year and how are you doing? Have you made any progress? And if you have, celebrate those wins. And then set realistic goals, incremental ones. So they can be very micro moments that led to these macro lifestyle changes.
So kind of look for those glimmers, right? We've heard so much lately about the word glimmers, kind of looking for those little moments that you can kind of keep with you throughout the day, kind of give you that positivity.
Absolutely. Being able to look back and say, yeah, that was a win. And then being able to celebrate it, because sometimes we can only focus on the things that didn't go so great. But really being able to refocus, look at that lens and say, you know what? I did do something really awesome. Or last year I was doing this, and this year look at how much progress.
Look how far I've come.
Yes, absolutely.
What is the #1 question you get asked during this time of year? I mean, I'm guessing that a lot of it is weather related, right? Like in terms of questions, because a lot of folks wondering just how can you beat the winter blues?
So what I'm getting is, I just came off the holidays. I was spending all this wonderful time with my family, but why am I now just feeling like I can't get through each day? Like, how did I go from feeling great to feeling really crappy? And so one of the things that I'm sharing is just that. It is the winter blues. It's the seasonal affective disorder. So getting out, being around light more, having connection with people, prioritizing self-care, those are some things that we can do that will really make a difference in our mood. And I like to look at it this way. If you were going up steps and you tripped, would you go all the way back down, or would you get right back off where you were? So instead of feeling like Rome has to be built in a day, give yourself some grace. Realize that today may not be the best day for me. I'm gonna take a pause, but tomorrow I'm gonna get back up and get pushing.
Take baby steps.
There you go.
All right.
Absolutely.
And and this is really the time where a lot of folks who made all of those robust New Year's resolutions, this is like the quitter's week, right? Where everybody kind of just throws in the towel. What's your advice to folks about hanging in there and kind of figuring out, okay, maybe this is a chance to regroup and kind of change my mindset a little bit?
So I think that's a good thing. I think when you think about it, we are in the era of the vision boards, right? So we've cut and we've pasted and we've got all these great, phenomenal ideas of where our life was gonna look. And we're 3 weeks in and we're like, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking a little bit too great. Right? But there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, let me reset again. There's nothing wrong with me looking back and saying, you know, that was a great idea, but maybe that's something I should look at doing in the next 6 months versus in the first quarter of the year. So again, I think it's those incremental steps that make big changes, but being consistent is the key. Consistency is the key.
And decluttering, you know, you hear so much about decluttering right now, clearing out your space. How important is that this time of year?
That is huge. We always think about spring cleaning, but we don't think about decluttering right now. Organization of our space creates organization in our thoughts. So being able to declutter allows us to now have clarity in what we're doing. Now we can breathe a little bit deeper because our entire environment is one that's peaceful. And then that leads to us having clarity in thought and also living a life that's peaceful and organized.
All right, some great tips this time of year. We all need it. We'll take whatever we can get. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you.